Welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. I'm your host for this ASTRO Forecast, May 8th, 2023. So we are continuing the story every day, a new sacred geometry involving this time, because when there's similar patterns of sacred geometry in the universe, I like to look at the emotional impact. So this is what we're doing today. Yesterday we were talking about this line of energy, and it's still there, and it's going to be there for a little bit because Venus just entered Cancer. Pluto is moving very slow. It's quincunx. So remember, you guys, good morning everyone. If you do not know what is a quincunx, is that dotted green line, and it acts as a pinball effect. Okay, so that's a line of energy between two planets that is going to be felt pretty strongly, and in a way that sometimes it kind of is unexpected. Thank you so much for the people that are buying badges. I appreciate it so much, Karen. Thank you. So this energy, Venus is in a placement. Remember, Cancer, some of you did the workshop with me. This is the archetype of the healer. This is the healer of the heart. Cancer wants you to heal the patterns you have in terms of love and the way we show love. And especially with Mars being in this zodiac sign as well, we are seeing a lot of things that are resurfacing in terms of how do we feel loved by others. And here, with this angle, and again, this is for a while, I think I put the dates this time. We're seeing those dates, since March 24th to June 11th. This is going to be in this specific angle with the retrograde, and here from May 7th to the 12th. So for the next couple of days, this energy is about healing our patterns and our memories in terms of what we attracted in love, and that didn't feel good. Okay, this morning I had a conversation with one on the post that I posted as far as empath and narcissistic dynamic. Some of you still feel that we are attracting solely opposition because you're an empath. Your light is going to attract bullshit. This is not the case. You attract everything, okay, in accordance to how you have the awareness of yourself. So if you're still attracting narcissistic patterns and people around you, that means there's some things that you haven't seen yet. This particular angle of Pluto right now, 0 to 5 degrees in Aquarius, the distortion of it is narcissism. So I'm like blown away by how you guys respond, and we have conversation and chats, or you DM me and you mention those things that are going on. So be aware that you are really attracting the things that make you grow. So don't be upset at yourself if you're working on your manifestation and things that are not panning out right. Okay, it's a lesson. Maybe that means you need to really reevaluate your vibration, what you know. I personally did not know anything about this dynamic for the longest time in my life, and I really stopped attracting narcissistic people in my life when I was aware of it, because I was like, oh my God, I know this pattern. I just did not have a name for it because I did not believe that was a thing. Okay, so some of you, it's not just looking at what people do, and it's more about your vibration. What do you want to attract? What do you vibrate to? And if the universe presents you with someone that is in opposition with those desires, realize this is a higher lesson. This is a higher teaching. Be graceful about it and learn. Be discerning, because some of you, if you're not discerning, the universe is going to send that lesson again. We talked about this yesterday, and it was predominant. And especially, so look at this. This is the physical reality. This is predominant. There's a lot of energy here in Taurus. Remember, this is about feeling blessed. This is about feeling gratitude. This is about divine order and timing, knowing the cycle of things. And right now, this is kind of important because I mentioned it to you, and this week is important because we are changing some things in our awareness. Yes, it's strong. As far as understanding what do we attract, from what point of vibration we are sending out those requests to the universe, because we think we know. But we don't. Remember, you guys, this is why I love working with the moon in general, because the moon is the subconscious, okay? Some of you that are part of the subscribers, you know that I love working with sound to deprogram some of those things that you forgot, that we all forget. And this is interesting because part of this placement of Venus is also about remembering. So some of you have to remember and see the patterns. See the patterns of not just others, because others have their own, wiring, but also the patterns of what attracts this situation to you. What is it that creates this? Because I love you guys are like really feeling this energy. Yes, it is strong, okay? Now, it is even stronger, and I will show you why, because in the way this is wired, in the emotional field, we have something that's super lucky, or if you do not know what the F is going on, is not going to feel so lucky. This is a grand trine, and it is here. Okay, so what you're seeing here in blue, this is the physical reality. We're taking the same chart and we're putting in the emotional reality, which is draconic chart. So I do a synastry like this so I can see the influences. So right now we have Mars that is trine with Neptune and trine with the emotional moon. Okay, so that means your subconscious self emotionally can attract super fast some of those patterns, because this is a flow. Okay, so that means if you are working on your subconscious self as far as understanding yourself, what don't I know that keeps on manifesting those things, and you look into your field of emotion, because this is acting as super speed light here. Manifestation right now are super enhanced, and it is the momentum, and I already foresee, and I see other astrologists speaking about how the new moon in Taurus is very impactful, where the manifestation are kind of like slamming us. And this is because in the background we have all those type of energies, those sacred geometries. They create influx, okay? They create trends. So what we have here is that we are really kind of called that if we do the healing work, because this is here with the emotion, if you're looking at what ails you and you're here, and we have in the background, look, Neptune in the physical, and here in red is Jupiter emotionally. This here speaks of making sure that we end certain patterns, because what we don't end will magnify. This comes from the saying, what you resist persists. And then we also forget the part where it says, but also grows. Okay? So some of you saying like, kind of like is saying that those things, they just happen to you. You don't have control. Some people was telling me like, well, I can't help it. The more I shine, the more I attract this bullshit. There's something that has to be looked at, okay? Because that's not my personal belief. I don't know about you guys, but you shining, and especially this is kind of like the new thing. We know that our success is a vibrational support to the world. You shining your light is part of what you were put on earth for. So why in the world would you attract negativity and, hate and all those things? No, this is like old paradigm. This is the old matrix. Like forget about it. Okay. Forget about this. You just have to remember the lessons. So now this is very interesting, because not only we have this, so that means whatever you own as your truth is going to be like, this is your truth. I know personally, I was challenged because right now I'm in altitude. I'm 8,000 feet high, and I did not know, but I had a hard time to adjust, and it was putting my focus in a very negative space, because it was just like, I was just achy, pressured, and I was like, I was aware. I was like, Audrey, you got to pay attention because this is a test for you. Can your mind control your feelings in terms of, you can adjust. Your body can adjust, That's so funny. I lived in New York. I'm from Paris, so I don't know where I pick up all those, like quotes or sayings, but things like that. But yeah, so some of you, it might be a little test like that. And I knew that was a test. And this morning I was finally adjusted. It's been a week. I was like, how is my body not adjusting? Okay, so now in the emotional things, we have another quincunx. And this quincunx, you guys, is important as well. We have two of them. Okay, this is one that speaks of whether we're doing the healing patterns or not. Like, this is healing in the physical reality of the emotions. And Neptune here is speaking of your emotional intelligence. Your emotional intelligence. So right now, if you are in tune with your emotions, people that are empath, are strong empath, watch what you're saying to yourself, because this line of connection reinforces the pattern, which makes the whole momentum go. So I know I'm super empathetic, and I knew this was coming. And I was like, I got to watch my field. And this energy here also, look at this. Pluto is in the physical, in the emotional, conjunct to Saturn. So that means here, I told you, there's a lot of karmic retribution right now. There's a lot of rebalancing. Do not worry if people are getting their karma. You're not that. You don't care. You don't care. Don't care about that. Don't care. All right. Oh, really? I love it. Yeah, I stayed in New York a little bit. So anyways, so you guys, this is very like high lessons from the universe, high lessons of self-mastery from the heart field. If you self-master how you feel about things, if you don't take it as, well, I attracted this bullshit. Well, maybe there's something in that bullshit that serves you. There's always gold in the shit. Could I say that? Yeah, there's always a higher lesson. It might not be apparent at first, but there's always a lesson that you will find. And what matters is that you understand that the way you react to events right now is wiring a momentum that is super powerful. So some of you, if you're doing all this work to manifest things in the positive and just do so much effort of yourself, and you're not aware of this, and you let your emotions kind of overtake you, this is kind of like, making a few steps forward and then a lot of steps back, okay? It's just, don't take it personally. It's for everyone, okay? Let's see what we have. I'm moving. I don't know where to go. I literally have no... Yes, some of you, I've been having some of you, if you join the subscription, I do offer you a 30-minute session to connect with me. I've been having a lot of people that ask me about their placement in the world and where to go. There are some placements that are beneficial, but there are also placements that reactivate past lifetimes. So some of you, that's something that I can look at. And I know that personally, a lot of my accidents were on some line of energies that were wired in my chart. That if I was not in control of my emotions, so I know those lessons because I had to self-master them. If I was not in control of my emotions, they were feeding a line of energy that was going to break me to the level of physical, which I had 2 hip fractures. So that's not bad luck. That's lack of awareness, and that was really in my stars. That was kind of like, well, if Audrey doesn't know how to, manage her field of emotion, because I have a strong field of emotion, and that moves a lot of energy, then when it's in negative patterns, it will impact that placement, which is Sagittarius for me, which is the hips, okay? So some of you, those are the things that I can help you with. There's a lot of things that your chart is telling you. And again, so you learn. It's a type of language. So for me, anytime I have any pain with my sciatica, I know this is the line of energy that speaks of this pattern. So I will look at my emotional field. What am I feeding in this line that doesn't belong there? And usually, you guys, that is linked to that experience with the empath and narcissist, where I used to overstretch my energy to others, which would create that tension in my sciatic nerve and would pull. So and it's interesting because it's in my left side. So that means it's my feminine kind of like nudging at me. It's like, you're just giving too much. Just take it back. And every time I understand and every time I see where it's coming, sometimes it doesn't, if I don't get it, and it doesn't mean I know the pattern, but sometimes I don't see where it's coming from. I don't see who is maybe the source. And sometimes it's not a person, is what I kind of like set myself to do. Well, I'm going to be doing this and doing this. So some of you see it makes sense. Some of you, it explodes your brain. Believe me, you guys, I do a lot of research all the time, and especially anything that has to do with physical manifestation to the point of disease, fracture, accidents, and stuff, because that's my path. That's my path. I suffered from 15 years of chronic pain. This was a hard path, and astrology helped me. So some of you, that could be something you want to learn on the subscription. We talk about those things, and this is something I offer you as far as the 30-minute session. Are you a school teacher? No, I am not. I'm actually now a personal trainer as well, and I studied medical training. So I'm in sports medicine, and that's not a surprise. After I ended my cycle of 15 years of chronic pain, I actually took upon myself to help people, feel better. So my specialty is injury recovery, kind of like this, recovering from trauma and coming from a place where you have more energy. I like it. In my 20s, I barely could walk and stand. So I'm past my 40s now. I'm almost 45? Yes. And I'm pretty much in a very much higher place of being as far as my health and, my body. My body was a disaster in terms of pain. A lot of pain. So thank you so much for connecting. So this is what we have. Watch the momentum of your emotions. This is a time for self-mastery of your emotional field. If you tell yourself negativity, if you, like certain posts that say things like, yes, I'm shining my light and all I do is attract bullshit. Don't say yes to those things. Say yes to the things that feel right, okay? And pay attention to even the things you tell yourself that feels negatively and that impacts you, because, again, this is not against you. This is a collective energy. I'm not even talking about science. This is a collective energy. This is kind of it's like the field of a soccer game or football game. This is what we're feeling collectively. Again, some of you, if you go on the astrocartography, there's certain lines of energy that we feel more, okay? Now, I didn't check the astrocartography for today, but overall, it's a very big lesson. It's a lesson in being a strong and powerful creator, and it's showing you. You tell yourself some bullshit, I'm going to bring it on. So you say, well, I stopped saying that or stop believing that. Okay, so don't believe that you're cursed or anything like that. Right now, there is a strong momentum of your emotional field. It's about tapping into your heart. And some of us, that means healing the places where it hurts. And that's pretty much what the universe wants, because we can only create a higher vibrational earth and the way we're going to manifest things if we heal that space. Your heart is the bridge. Your heart is the bridge. Your heart, some of you might know, I'm a musician. So I did 20 years of professional music studies, and I went to college just for music. There's something in music that's called the perfect fifth. Okay, this is a resonance that even vibrates in your body and that links chakra. So thank you so much, you guys. So your root, the perfect fifth, is the throat. So any bullshit you say is going to be manifested on the roots. That means your reality, your freaking groundness, your stability, your security. Those two are in perfect fifth. Okay, then when you go up, you have your sacral with your third eye. So that means that everything you desire, if you don't see it, it ain't coming. Hello? Okay, so everything that is more about limited mindset, okay, this is here. If you're limiting yourself of the mind. And now everything that has to do with ego, you know, competition, all those things. So your solar plexus is a perfect fifth to your crown. Yes, hello. So here, this is where you can be capped, and I mean like, you know, like limited by the universe, because overall the universe still wants us to manifest a place of love. Okay, so right now it's important that people that are doing all this energy work, they understand that if you're not expanding in the way you want, there's some things that need to be cleared. Your heart is a perfect fifth to the earth chakra and to your soul star. So that means that's your soul. So if you want to tap into your soul purpose, you know, some of you, I help you through the natal chart, the progressive chart, your solar return. If you want to be on purpose, this is where it is. But that means for you to have like the right note, the right frequency for that space to open up this gateway as below and above, it has to be, you know, healed everywhere else. So it's kind of like, after my consultation, I'm totally ready to handle this. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, we had a great time. So some of you, it's understanding this thing. You vibrate, you're just like an instrument, and you know, you might be singing well. That doesn't mean that your chakra are in tune, and you will see by the way you feel and maybe how your body reacts to certain things, what you need to work on, what to look for. Okay. Golden nuggets here. Thank you so much. Well, you guys, for the consultation, you can just, I think you can see that you can subscribe here. Just subscribe, and then you have access to my calendar. You can book something. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I love those emojis. Thank you. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Let's see how everything evolves. Okay, we're in this together. Then you, much love and light. Namaste. Bye.